You know, sometimes when life is a little bit hectic, you need to just press that reset button. Just take time out to sit, reflect, and look at what you've achieved. Focus on all the good things you've done, not on the failures. Because to have good things happen, you have to go through some failures. If everything was always good, life would be very boring. And who said the rain was over for the summer? It is absolutely pouring down. We won't make you be a livestock guardian dog in this weather, Tandy. You know what, do you hear me? The rain is so loud. Eh? Tandy? You're going to stay inside here with me tonight. So on Sunday I did a little bit more on this path, this area along here. I'd done the inside part, but I hadn't done this part. So I've done that. I'm up to here now, so still quite a bit more to do, but I'm really liking this path. The wheelbarrow I did not leave filled with water. That's from the rain that we had. We had really heavy rain, so that's, yeah, just the rainwater in there. So take the time to celebrate your achievements, however small they may be. So every now and then I try and give the pigs something different with their feed. So I've cooked up some rice, some beans, and some actually spaghetti, like a brand that I didn't really like, but I'm sure the pigs won't mind. So they're going to have that with their feed tonight. Are you waiting for me? Oh my goodness, I got some more waiting for me. You're waiting for me to come and do feeding? I'm going to do water first though. That's the sad state of affairs for you. Yeah, you can wait for your food. I'm going to do water first. Are you lost, Freckles? Yes. Where are the others? Where are the others? You all by yourself? Oh, so Lizzie has just come. So the two of you, the others have run away from you and hiding. That's not very nice of them. Hey? The anonymous plumber said it will just be taps, and he was so right. What's it, Cocoa Pop? Yes. Oh, my merry band, following me around the farm. Nothing better to end a hot day with a cool swim. Are you nervous to get in, Maggie? It's not steep, but she's being very careful because she's an elderly lady now. Hey, Maggie. Just walking up the road. Why do you just go galloping past me? Do not give me any free moments on this farm. You've got to be everywhere I am. So a friend has given me a lot of cherries, all picked from her cherry trees. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to destalk them, depip them, and I'm going to put a whole lot in freezer bags to freeze for future use. And I thought tonight I'll make a cherry cobbler. So to make this cherry cobbler, you start off with half a cup of butter, which you put into your dish that you're going to bake the cobbler in. And I am now going to put this into the oven, which I've got preheating at 175 Celsius. I think that's about 370 Fahrenheit. So it's not like a massively high heat. So I'm going to take this, put this in the oven now so that this melts. And after it's melted, I will show you what I'm going to do next. So besides that half a cup of butter, I'm going to need 1 cup of flour. I could use all-purpose flour and then I'd need baking soda, but I've got self-raising flour, so that means I don't need to use baking powder. Did I say baking soda? I meant baking powder. So I don't need to use baking powder with the self-raising flour. So it's going to be 1 cup of self-raising flour plus 1 tablespoon, but that doesn't go in with the others. And then it's going to be 1 3/4 cups of sugar, but 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of self-raising flour, 1 cup of milk. That makes the batter. And then the 1 tablespoon of flour and the 3/4 cup of sugar, you're going to add to the roughly 2 cups of fresh cherries that I have de-pitted. So what's going to happen is I'm going to make the batter with the flour, the sugar, and the milk. And then that will then get poured on top of the melted butter. So I've got the 3/4 cup sugar and the 1 tablespoon of flour just mixed in now with these fresh cherries. I'm just mixing it around a bit. So you want to get the cherries covered with it. And then I've got the 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of flour in here, and I'm now about to add in the 1 cup of milk. All right, that's all coated. Adding in the milk. So I'm just going to mix this up now to make this batter. So you just mix it together till it's smooth. Try and get rid of as many lumps as possible. And then all you're going to do now is you're going to pour this on top of that melted butter. And then once you've done that, you then just drop the cherries on top of the batter, which is on top of the butter. Right, butter is melted. I'm now going to pour the batter into it. Batter's in. I'm now just going to plonk these cherries on the top. So the cherries are on the top, so you don't mix anything together. So it's the melted butter, you put the batter mixture on top of that, and then your cherry sugar mixture on top of that. And now this is going to go into the oven at this about 180 Celsius for 50 minutes. So you want to be very careful with the pit from the cherry because it contains something that's similar to cyanide. So this is why I don't feed my animals cherries.
It get hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chances. Hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chances. Hotter in the summer.
Watching some favorite YouTubers, Luke and Sarah, while I'm busy putting my cherries into bags to put in the freezer.
To hold that one.
So I've got 3 bags of cherries to put into the freezer. I haven't quite finished de-pipping yet. Yeah, I've got to go and feed pigs, so I'll carry on with this later. Cobbler is looking beautiful, so I've just turned the oven off while I go and feed my animals.
Slow down, mama. Why you talk so mean? Good Lord, Nashville.
Looking good.
Clothes, late night shows, boogie down at the bar. Fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always
This trench along here is the swale that Joao dug last year, which has stopped my road from turning into a river when we have a heavy downpour. I don't often come to the top of my land, and some of you might not have seen it, but there's some beautiful spots up here, and this area is going to be turned into sort of like sheep grazing area where I'll be able to rotationally graze them, because it's quite a large area. And there's lots of oak trees here as well. So this borders on the top pig pen. There are some big boulders over here as well, which no doubt will make fencing this all a challenge. But what's not a challenge on Bella Pedra? So if you keep going along here, you'll see you end up in the olive grove, and there's the tent that Basil stayed in, which held up well in the hectic rainstorm we had. But there's lots of these big oak trees around here as well. You can see some of the very old massive oak trees here, plus, as I said, boulders. But there's lots of smaller oak trees, so there's lots and lots of shade and shelter, and a couple of these very big oak trees as well. So it's difficult to gauge sort of distance, but this goes all the way down to the road, which is just in front of that pine tree there. It's probably, I don't know, 30 meters from here maybe. You can see on that rock I still have logs, pine logs, that were cut down 2 years ago to bring from here to use for firewood. This farm is actually covered in firewood. I have lots of oak branches all around as well. I've been working online the past couple of days, so I haven't been able to do any work on the farm because I have been alone here since Saturday. So it's nice to sort of end those days of just looking at a screen, working online, and coming out here to enjoy this magnificent view. And just, yeah, the peace and serenity of this beautiful farm. I just love standing on top here and looking down into the valley below, where you see the farmhouse, pigs all waiting for food. I just love it. I'm not going too close because I'm wearing a dark colored t-shirt, and that does set the bees off. But they seem to be doing okay. There's a lot of activity around that beehive. My tomato plants are absolutely laden with tomatoes. Everywhere you look, there's more little tomatoes coming along. This particular oak tree is absolutely alive with bees. I don't see like a bee nest, like a hive or something over here. And I don't know if it's because this one is now flowering. I don't know if you can hear the bees. The other trees right next to it don't have any bees, so I'm not too sure what's going on with this one particular tree. It's really good just to take time to sit and look at the farm, remember what it was like when I first bought it, and yeah, take stock of all the things that's been done. So the old farmer used to live in the house, so over 60 years ago now. So this farm was abandoned for 60 years. And he used to farm beans and watermelon commercially. He had 6 fields, I think, that he cultivated for beans and watermelon. And that big granite slab, that rock near the house where the solar panels are, that is where they used to dry the beans that they used to harvest. So this was a working farm. It wasn't just an empty piece of land, but it had been abandoned for over 60 years because his daughter, who inherited the farm, her husband was a policeman and he wasn't interested in farming, but they maintained the olive trees. That was what they did. A bit of a short video again today because I've been working online, and you know, with my 10-minute breaks I sort of run out, feed a lot of pigs, run back in, work online for another half hour, run out for another 10 minutes. So it's been a bit crazy, but yeah, piglets start going. 2 left already last Friday, and others start going from tomorrow. So I'll soon be able to move those 2 girls into the big top pen with Oros and Chris, and yeah, they'll be able to go swimming in the pool as well. Anyway, that's it for today. So in the meantime, stay sane, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.